Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Lakers want to win this season, but with this squad, will they be able to make the playoffs and the Western Conference Finals? I answer that this squad is good and can be expected to go to the playoffs, but there is a lack of adjustments to go to the finals, and the needs that need to be filled with players to be hired are reliable and solid shooter from the three-point line and a pivot who can catch lots of rebounds. Lakers signing 2 big men in trade involving 6 players. The Los Angeles Lakers could land 2 major new additions in a trade with the Atlanta Hawks, where they give up assets. The Los Angeles Lakers are fighting to maintain a top 6 seed in the West. If they manage to do it, it would be the first time in the play-in era that the Lakers make the playoffs without fighting their way in. Even if bona fide championship contention might not be on the cards, the Lakers can take a huge step towards that if they make the right trades this season. There are key problem areas the team needs to reinforce before they struggle to maintain their current winning pace. The Atlanta Hawks are in the middle of the East, halfway between a contender and a rebuilding franchise. While the team has acquired a good core of young stars to build around, there are many question marks still on the roster. Instead of riding out a mediocre season to the end, the Hawks could consolidate solid future assets by making a deal with the Lakers to help fix their shooting and big man issues. Los Angeles Lakers receive Onyeka Okongwu, $14.0 million, Bogdan Bogdanović, $17.0 million. Atlanta Hawks receive Rui Hachimura, $17.0 million, Jared Vanderbilt, $10.4 million, Jalen Hood-Schifino, $3.8 million, 2029 first-round pick, LAL, 2025 second-round pick, LAL. The Lakers acquire solutions for 2 of the major problems on their current roster. Bogdanović is a veteran shooter whereas Okongwu is a switchable big man who'd fill out their need for size in the frontcourt and be complementary with Anthony Davis. The Hawks can continue retooling their roster by consolidating assets and gaining future flexibility. The Lakers improve their roster. The Lakers are currently holding the number 6 seed in the West, but their performances indicate they're probably functioning at the highest level their current roster is capable of. This is pretty shocking considering the availability of both LeBron James and Anthony Davis has been great, with the pair combining to miss 5 games this season. The Lakers need to add players who can enhance their level of play while increasing the ceiling of achievement for this Lakers team. Onyeka Okongwu is a young and moldable center who's averaging 11.2 points and 7.4 rebounds this season. Okongwu would fill the Lakers' need for another center, likely allowing Anthony Davis to finally switch back to power forward. With a rebounder and interior defender like Okongwu backing him up, Davis can be at his most impactful as a free-roam defender who's always lurking around the corner. Bogdan Bogdanović is averaging 10.7 points this season, seeing a stark reduction in his minutes. The shooting specialist is a career 38.2% shooter from 3 and would be a huge addition to the Lakers' lackluster shooting group this season. Being over-reliant on a rookie like Dalton Knecht to be the best shooter on the roster isn't sustainable, so Bogdanović adds a competitive touch. The Lakers can't expect to get better while sitting around and doing nothing. They know this, as evidenced by the acquisition of Dorian Finney-Smith and several reports claiming the Lakers are looking for more additions. This deal lands them 2 veteran upgrades on current players while losing only 1 real rotational player, as Vanderbilt is yet to play this season. You have to pay to get better, and using a first-round pick to land 2 players of this caliber is a great get. Acquiring Clint Capella would be extremely challenging financially, so the additional cost is justified given Okongwu is still just 24 years old. The Hawks need to refocus their roster's direction after having a fruitful development season in a year where they don't own their own pick. The additions of Hachimura and Vanderbilt will keep them competitive enough to make the playoffs while developing their roster through on-ball reps and gaining stylistic flexibility. Lakers finally make a move to bolster frontcourt depth. Lakers fans are desperately waiting for trades to improve the roster as we approach the February 6 deadline. Instead of a blockbuster deal, however, the front office continues to make moves on the margins that don't move the needle enough. The latest of those transactions came on Wednesday evening. First, the Lakers released promising young guard Quincy Olivari. Later, they used that roster spot to sign center Trey Jemison III. NBA news: Lakers sign Trey Jemison III. Despite being 25 years old, Jemison is in his second season in the NBA. After starting his collegiate career at Clemson, he transferred to his hometown team, the University of Alabama at Birmingham, following his sophomore season. He played for 3 more seasons, averaging 9.1 points and 8.4 rebounds per game as a senior for the UAB Blazers. He went undrafted in the 2023 NBA draft but spent some time with the Wizards and the Grizzlies as a rookie. In fact, he started 14 games for Memphis last season, averaging 7.4 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks per game in 24.9 minutes of action. In the 2024 offseason, he signed with the New Orleans Pelicans and played in 16 games as their third-string center. He continued to be dominant on the boards and in the paint in his limited minutes before getting waived earlier in January. Jemison's offensive game is a work in progress, to be sure. His contribution on that end comes on the boards. The Lakers will certainly not be relying on him on that end. At 6'11" and 260 pounds, Jemison provides physicality and defensive intensity, things that other backup center options like Jackson Hayes and Christian Wood, who has yet to play this season, can't offer. Now, Jemison will try to establish his NBA career in Los Angeles. Even though he is a worthy flyer, the Lakers desperately need to trade for a more proven frontcourt player before the deadline to become a more serious playoff team. NBA Insider hints at Lakers' possible moves before trade. After acquiring Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton from the Brooklyn Nets, fans are curious to see if the Los Angeles Lakers will now stay pat or make more moves before the trade deadline in February. It's been an up-and-down campaign for the Lakers, who are in 6th place in the Western Conference with a 21-17 record. They beat the Miami Heat on Wednesday, 117-108, to snap a 3-game losing skid. While the Lakers have gotten consistent production from Anthony Davis, LeBron James and Austin Reeves, fans believe the roster needs more firepower. Several players have been thrown around in trade rumors involving the Lakers. Los Angeles could dangle future draft picks to entice opposing teams. Lakers insider Jovan Buha, however, said the squad is unlikely to give up a first-round pick. I think people are starting to temper their expectations as to what the Lakers are actually going to do, and I think there's some skepticism as to them potentially using the first-round pick, said Buha in his latest vlog. The Lakers have no first-round pick in this year's draft due to the Davis trade with the New Orleans Pelicans in 2019. Among the names linked to the purple and gold are Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic of the Chicago Bulls, Miles Turner of the Indiana Pacers, Kyle Kuzma and Jonas Valanciunas of the Washington Wizards, and Brook Lopez of the Milwaukee Bucks. There's some doubt on how big of a move they're actually going to make, probably be something along the lines of getting a backup center for a second-round pick or two and just getting whoever's the best backup they can get, added Buha. Or trying to see if there's a playmaker we can get for a couple of seconds, but as far as using the first-round picks, in my conversations there's been a lot of skepticism. The squad already gave up 3 future second-round picks to acquire Finney-Smith and Milton.